Hi, and welcome back to my channel. This is Faye at Faye's Journal Emporium, and today I have a journal share. This is one that I made for my granddaughter Aria, and it is a cookbook bakery themed journal that I made for her for Christmas. So this video will obviously not go up until after Christmas, even though I'm making it now. I thought it might be fun just for you all to see some of the other things that I've been doing. And she has her own, she's 13 years old, and she has her own business. Calls it Blessing Bakery, which is why I have the emblem here. And she is making desserts, cakes, cookies, pies, that kind of thing, and donating the proceeds to mission work. And so I'm really proud of her, and I thought it would be fun if I made a journal for her where she could maybe journal about her business, keep recipes. With that in mind, thinking in terms of it as a cookbook, I decided not to put in the lace and the ruffles and a lot of the ephemera that I usually put into a book. This one is made in the style of Nick the Booksmith. It's 2.5-inch spine. It's 8.5 by 6 inches, and I have used a closure for it that kind of reminded me of apron strings, and that was the thought that I used and when I was doing it. So it ties here. This is a vintage buckle that I've used, and it reminded me a lot of icing on a cake, so I thought that might be kind of fun. And then she can do what she wants with this closure. I thought if she's using the book in the kitchen, you don't want to have a lot of things that could get dirty. So it also has has an embossed cupcake on the front, which was fun to do. The papers in this, for the most part, came from, the end papers came from Stamperia. And I've got some doilies in there and some printouts. There's a large journaling card with the Hershey's on it. I'm not sure if I'm still in frame. Let me move the book over a little bit. And then this is her story about Blessing Bakery. And I've used a doily here. These papers, Aria's colors are that she really likes are kind of a peachy pink and a light turquoise. So I printed off the papers from Junk with Steph that have the lace digitals, and you'll see those throughout the book. This is a picture of Aria with her prized possession, her wonderful mixer that her parents bought for her last year, and she just loves to bake. And then I found a stamp from it was a 32-cent stamp, so I can't remember how far back that was, but I thought that would be kind of fun for her to have. And then the word blessed. And I have used a lot of Tim Holtz things too. There's Story and Make, because she likes to bake. And I'll go through the first signature. Most of the signatures are pretty much the same. I don't want to take up a lot of time. This is her goal. My goal as a business is to make people's passions for serving possible, and I can do it with your help. And then she talks about how what inspired her to do the actual, to open the bakery and where she's located. She's in Magnolia, Texas, which is outside Houston. Here's some more of the papers. And then these papers, the old design shop has some wonderful digitals for cooking and cookbooks. And so I got a lot of them from there. This is some recipes for different kinds of cakes, and then some pictures of the cakes. And I've used just tea-stained papers. This is from the old design shop. There's a set of, I believe it's 5 papers that had vintage patents for baking items, and so I thought this would be a lot of fun to add to the journal. And then these are just some things that I found. Some of these I found on Graphics Fairy. This is another one from the Old Design Shop. Lots of paper. And then there was another digital kit that she had on Old Design Shop called Kitchen Luxuries. And there were 5 pages of that. And so needless to say, that's why the book has 5 signatures. But it was just really cute to see those things, and I thought Aria might enjoy that. And then most of the tuck spots, again, are from the Old Design Shop. I've included some envelopes that have little cards in them. I've included some paper from my father's ledger. More printed paper. As I said, lots and lots of room for her to add her own stamps on this. So I won't, as I said, there's lots of, these are really cute too, these from the Old Design Shop. I used glassine bags because I thought that was cute, and guest checks, things that she might use if she were in her bakery. There's an old dish strainer. And some cakes. And then I also used the flour sifter, the patent for the flour sifter. I also went through some of the vintage magazines I have and cut out different advertisements because I thought she might find that interesting. And this is one of the ones from Crisco and making pie crust, and this is the pecan pie recipe. And this one is from, oh, I don't have that on there. I think it was from one of the journal magazines that they had out. Again, some more recipes. And I've also used some pictures of the things that Aria has made. She made some Pop-Tarts, and this is one of the photos that she took of her work. And this is another picture of her and some of the things that she's made. This is, let me move it into frame. That's Aria with some of her cookies that she made. Here's another picture of some little cookies that she made that are shaped like the little, yeah, there you go. I have trouble with the camera today, I'm sorry. I wanted this to be very personal for her. Again, there's the egg beater, just amazing things. This is a cake that she made. And then I also included, I found these little recipe cards, these little folders, and sorry, I cannot remember who it was what website I got those on. That's a digital. And the colors were right, so I included those. So there's 5 of those in here. And then I made copies of some of my mom's recipes, cards that she had. And this is for fudge pie a la mode. And Jowdy was the name of the lady that she got the recipe from. And almost all of them, this is my mom's handwriting, and all of them have the stains that get on recipe cards when you use them, and I just thought that was kind of neat too. More pages. This is another one of the recipe cards. This is for San Francisco Torte Cake, which was one of the things that she made quite often. It's very, very good in her handwriting again. And there's a cupcake that Aria made. And I've got envelopes with little goodies in there. And this was another digital download that I found. And I found ads. This is was from one of the magazines, and this is on the KitchenAid, which is like the mixer that she has. And this is from July 1929 from Good Housekeeping magazine advertisement. So I included things like that. Doilies, because you use those. This is another recipe card from my mom, and this recipe, she typed it out on her typewriter with her own errors, and you can see the grease stains on the recipe. This recipe was for date-filled cookies. My grandmother used to make these at Christmas time, and so I asked my mom for the recipe. And typical of people who learned to cook in the late 1800s, early 1900s, my grandmother never measured anything. So I remember my mother painstakingly, as my grandmother would pull out 3 handfuls of flour and throw them in the bowl, she would dump it out, measure it, and write it down so she'd have what she needed for the recipe. And as it turns out, when she wrote this, typed this out and sent it to me, she said that it was my great-grandmother's recipe. So this recipe will be Aria's great-great-great-grandmother's recipe. So I thought she might enjoy having that. And then again, just lots and lots of these wonderful little images from the design shop. And this was one of the pictures for Aria's website. Another recipe card from my mother that she wrote out. Rolling pins. Lots of fun things. This is another recipe that came, or page from a magazine on foolproof frostings. And I'm trying this. I think this was from Good House Pictorial Review, May 1931. So that's all these different recipes for frostings. So that's her book, and I'm hoping that she will love it as much as I enjoyed making it for her. There's another, this one is for Swansdown Flour, and this was the Good Housekeeping, May 1932. So lots of fun stuff for her to look at. And then I belong to the Graphics Fairy Premium membership site, and this morning they came out with a Scandinavian Christmas, and as part of the printables they made some recipe cards. So I thought these would just be fabulous in her book, because my mother was Swedish, and so that's a lot of fun for her too. So I'll be including those. So thank you for watching, and you all stay safe, and we'll see you again soon.